What's up, everybody? I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and this is the Messed Up to Setups podcast. Today, we have comedian Lon Kieffer in the house. He's already laughing, and we haven't even started. Yeah, I told you it's going to be a good one. Stick around
that energy,
for
man. who are you?
Stick around. You're not going to want to miss.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
Whoa!
Right.
What happened to Michael?
What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Halcomb. And I've just surprised Lon here. I got comedian Lon Kieffer with me. Lon, what's up, man? It's good to meet you finally.
This is genuine. I'm not a professional, and you got me, man.
This is the best start to this podcast I've had. Dude.
Ooh, I gotta tone it down. That genuinely got me laughing.
Oh man, this is great. All right. Well, welcome to the Messed Up the Setups podcast. Lon, man, it's good to have you here. We've been messaging on Facebook for a little bit, but
yes.
It's good to finally connect, kind of face to face, but
yes, sir.
So man, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you?
I am in I'm in Delaware, southern Delaware, and the locals call it Lower Slower. And I think all the work we did on that echo might be backfiring right now.
Oh no, man.
Are you hearing it?
I'm not hearing it. So I think
let's just roll. No, I'm in southern Delaware. I came down here right after I retired from comedy.
Okay.
About 35 years ago.
You said down here, so were you living north or like where were you?
Officially Mason-Dixon line. I mean, if you're going to go back to Civil War, it was, we were border state. I was in Baltimore.
All right, right on. And so you're just like got me laughing, bro. So you're up in the northeast of the U.S. You're in Delaware. What's going on in Delaware, man? I've never been there. What's up with Delaware?
Not a lot. When I was on my really hard at the speaking in healthcare, it was like I'm from Delaware. It's the only state that ends with a question of where. It's not spelled properly either, which is on brand for Delaware. But we're people know us as 3 miles from New York. 3 hours. 3 hours from New York.
Same thing, right? 3 miles. Oh wow! So Delaware, and you mentioned you were in the medical field, health profession.
Yeah, I don't tell you this till the end if it was a regular comedy club set, but I'm a nurse. I went to nursing school in 1980 when men were not doing that.
Wow, my wife is a nurse, so there you go. It proves your theory true, man. But so how long were you were in the field for what? A couple decades?
No, I still am. I'm
still are.
Still a registered
you fooled
nurse.
Me with the retired. So the retired comic, what's the retired part come from then?
By no means, in no way retired. But I am a branding genius.
Okay.
All kidding aside, in 1984, I was voted one of Baltimore's funniest young comedians. Not the funniest young comedian, it's one of those monthly contests.
Okay.
And I either did not participate or did not win at the end of the year. I don't remember, but I won one of the months and then graduated from college. And pretty much about a year and a half from there, I retired from comedy. And man, you worked hard on that echo and you're still getting it.
I'm good, bro. I'm not hearing any echo, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then hopefully it's just me and not the listeners. So I make the joke about being a retired comic because I didn't want the ride, man. It is hard.
Yeah.
I did a summer or two going up and down the East Coast, Boston, New York, local gigs, sleeping in dirty beds with dirty comics, and not I mean men, like just like, like just trying to find a place to sleep,
Right.
and I didn't want the ride, so I chose the professional path of nursing, and then I got all stressed out, and I'm like, "Grr," and I literally talked to myself at one point, and I said, "What are you stressed out about? You are a retired comic.
Mm.
You chose this. Let humor work." And that's my saying, let humor work. And humor is a healthy understanding of moments others recognize or reject. Because I really believe all we're trying to do in life is communicate with other people.
Right.
And people that we have relationships with or in a community with, we have a shared language. So we know how to navigate that. But you go in a new community or a new club,
Right.
you have to figure that out. And as a
Yeah.
comic, you've got to figure it out really quickly. And if you're successful as that, you have a good set, you have a good experience, and your community has grown. So,
Nice.
so I'm the
Yeah. The
retired comic for 30 years now.
Wow. Okay. So you mentioned though that in the medical field you had like been doing like talking and
Yeah,
like I don't
sure.
know like giving speeches and stuff. I'm assuming you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming though you were like spicing that up with humor and whatnot. What kind of talks were you giving?
Yeah, it turns out that bad comics make very funny speakers. And as a speaker, I was funny. Not that I was a bad comic, but I wasn't going to be a household name, nor am I now, or am I even trying to be? I'm trying to communicate. So yes, humor-based speaker. My expertise was caregiver personality, and
Mm.
how caregivers end up taking care of other people and not taking care of themselves.
Oh wow. You find that to be true in your own life that you're caring for others but not necessarily for yourself?
Not me. I'm very selfish. Yes. Yes. I mean, and
Yeah.
and it's funny because this run with comedy is, I feel selfish at times, but I need to be more selfish instead of less because
Mm.
I have Mooncat Comedy, which is it's a nonprofit, and our mission is to bring comedy to community and community to comedy. And as such, I've tried to make sure there's an open mic available to young comics or new comics, I guess is the better, or terrible comics is maybe the way to
There you
say
go.
that.
There you
And
go.
I get too much into like, let's develop this, let's do that. So it's like I was
Mm.
forcing things on people, and now I just need to be an example and not compete with people and invite them along on the journey.
Right.
So I don't what question are we answering at this
I
point?
don't know, but I mean I love that mindset though. Like I try to steer as far clear from like the competitive side of comedy as I possibly can. I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, I have no interest
Yeah.
whatsoever,
Yeah,
and
it's good for you.
that DNA that you're talking about there, like of bringing other people along, like I like using my network to connect, people who don't know each other, or using my platform to get other names out there. That's part of the reason I did this podcast. Let me use whatever platform, however big or small it is that I have to, introduce my circle to other comedians. They might not know. So like, I can't personally, I can't stand the competitive side of comedy. I just think it's silly, dude. And I don't know. That seems though to be just the way it is the majority of the time and in the majority of places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, to play on the retired comic theme, I'm much better as a comic having chosen, my profession and doing comedy as an avocation rather than a than my vocation.
Ah, I
and
like that.
and because it completely takes the competitiveness out. I
Right.
really I've had success enough in my career that I don't need it
Yeah.
in my relationships with comedy. I just can really get into the moment and make sure the show is good,
Yeah.
and the
Love
moment
that.
is good, and I've met comics when I was coming back to it that sort of took me under their wing as a
Mm.
opener or as a feature, and now we're finding ourselves in positions where we could both headline, and I don't care. Do it. You can headline. And
Right.
when you're on the road, headlining, sometimes transportation and lodging comes with that. Uh, and as a feature, it doesn't. Am I using too
No,
many
no, you're
terms here?
good. You're
Yeah.
good.
So I have a little RV which ties back into the speaking because I was kind of barnstorming, and I'm good. I just
Right.
it's I always talk about like fantasy baseball, like I'm doing fantasy baseball trips, like I'm going out there with the big leaguers that were idols, and just enjoying it. And
Right.
then I let them go on and play. I go back
Right.
home. So
Right. Yeah, dude, I love that. And that old saying, and I've mentioned it a few times here on the podcast, a rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing.
mhm.
And I've noticed that comedians like aren't for each other a lot of times, right? That comedians don't have each other's back. Like it's
It's
super cutthroat.
it's terrible.
It's dude, and I've talked on here before too about like the famine mentality, the famine mindset, right?
Yeah.
Limited good. Like if you're
Yeah.
getting a show, that means I'm not. So I gotta
Yeah.
block you or
Yeah.
tear you
It's
down.
crazy.
And I think it's just absurd, dude. There's like more than enough comedy opportunities to go around, right? Um,
The
and
only exception
yeah.
to that is that when I'm on a road and one of my travel buddies is eating it, oh, it's so much fun. You just sit back there, and sometimes, like whatever reason, I mean, they're great comics, but for whatever reason, it's just not going well. And the only people that can hear laugh are me, or vice versa. And you're up there, and it just gives you a little chuckle that kind of turns the tide a little bit. But other than that, I root for all comics. I mean,
Uh, oh, dude. Oh man, so you're doing quite a bit then. I mean, you are you're running show, you're producing shows, you're booking comics, but you're also performing yourself. I see you on Facebook all the time, doing your kind of walking and talking
yeah,
and making little videos and um, it seems like you're staying pretty busy with the comedy stuff, and on top of that, work.
yeah.
I'm how in the world did you get into it? Like, I know you did the comedy competition, but what was like your initial step into stand up comedy?
Oh gosh. So in 1980, I graduated from high school and started nursing school at the University of Baltimore School of Nursing, number 2 in the nation at the time. A really big program, and I
I
was.
love that you say. I love that you say at the time.
Yeah, well, they might be number 1 now. I don't know. Maybe I pushed them
These
over.
days, who knows?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
But Charm City Comedy Club was a mile away from the campus. Bob Summerby and Dan Rosen, you're probably too young to know those
Mm,
names, started it out. Dan Rosen's younger than I. He was like 17 when they started
mm.
this. And I mean, great comics came through there. I mean, it was amazing. And I went to a couple of open mics and a couple of shows, and within a month or two I was up there. I'd always wanted to
Wow.
do it. Yeah.
Mm. So
And
what gave you the initial courage to do it? Because right, like that's a thing, getting over that hurdle.
yeah. Well, I was too stupid to know I should be afraid. Uh, I mean, I was in there, and I can't say I was heckling, but somehow I got involved with a crowd work moment. I don't know whether I initiated it or the comic did, but Bob Summerby called me out. He was on stage, and he said, "You're very funny. You're very quick." He goes, I challenge you to come up here on the next open mic and you'll find out how you're neither of
Mm.
those things. Once you get on stage, you're not funny
Wow.
and you're not quick. And he
Wow.
was right. I was really funny in the stands or in the audience, but it took a while.
Wow.
Um,
Interesting. So, like, I want to ask you, like, from a comedian's perspective, a question, and then I want to ask you from the booker's perspective. So from a comedian's perspective, like, what's maybe your top one or two tips or pieces of advice? Maybe somebody's watching this and thinking, I want to try stand-up comedy. Like, what do you say to them?
Oh, that's an easy one for me because I did not do it the first time around. Is be authentic. I mean, I am so blessed now to have I hate the term lived experience, but like I'm an
Yeah.
older guy and
Yeah.
I know a lot more about who I am and what my perspective is and what I have to offer the world. And, I know part of this podcast is you do some writing.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how I do that because I'm now at a point where I often write on stage,
Hmm.
not in a way that would jeopardize my responsibility,
Yeah.
but it it's like a eureka moment when things come at me because of the way I experience life. It
Right.
it becomes my next bit. I'm not trying to
Right.
be existential or super nerdy or anything like that when I'm up there, or, I'm not trying to be the next Robin Williams or the next, I don't know who to point out, but, just be you, be
Matt
authentic.
Rife. Yeah.
Like I'm definitely not trying to be the next Matt Rife. I mean, not nothing nothing against Matt, but, I got a whole thing on crowd work, and I think that poor
Yeah.
guy, I mean, he's so successful, but he kinda got stuck in that role
Mm.
of crowd work, and, just I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what it is. One a comic in our area, a newer comic, who I know well enough to know he's not married and didn't recently get married, but he started a joke like, "I just got married," and it wasn't even a
Mm.
misdirection about the fact that he didn't get married. It was a premise for his joke about being married, which he isn't. And I said, maybe it's just because I know you, but
Right.
that's not genuine. And I
Right.
feel like you project that it's not genuine. And that may not be true
Mm.
for someone that doesn't know you, but I feel like you lose a little bit of authenticity the minute you start going there in a subconscious way that you probably don't even realize. So just be
Wow.
authentic.
So this comes down, I've read and heard and talked about with other comedians about, writing from your own experience. Like, people worry about joke theft, a lot. Certainly it happens, but it's a lot harder for somebody to steal your joke if it's out of your real or lived experience, right? Because
Absolutely. I was just reading, and you had mentioned I do producing. I do it kind of by necessity, not really desire. I didn't want this opportunity to go away, and I had to step into it and
mm,
frankly subsidize it from time to time to keep it going.
wow.
The benefit I get from that is stage time, optics that I'm doing better than maybe I am, and I and I get to meet other comics. And I'm totally honest about my journey on comedy. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to fool people enough to get them excited, but not, I don't really want to get over, I just want to get them
Mm,
interested. I'm
right.
very honest about where I am and where this is going. And my train of thought is horrible this morning. I've already forgot
It's
where this answer was going. Um,
but producing, you're producing
yeah,
and
producing. There was something else you had asked about
well,
prior to
just
that,
like
but
the initial question was, what's one or two pieces of advice? You mentioned be authentic, and
yeah,
then
be
I don't know what number
authentic.
two was going to be.
Yeah, well, just work.
Work.
Be busy, but also don't be desperate. Um, I am doing a lot. Turns out free is the right price, and I can work free.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I can work at a loss.
Yeah.
This is a terrible thing to admit to the world because there's value to what we do, but there's also
Yeah.
value to the growth and the personal experience. And I feel
Right.
for the guys that are just trying to grind and get enough gas money to go to the next one, and because they don't get to really enjoy it and they can't do something for free. But if it's a good opportunity with good people, find a way to do it. But
Love that.
don't let yourself be a victim. I mean, don't be the driver for a more veteran comic. I mean,
Mm.
in my opinion, people are not going to like this, but if you're going on the road with a comic and you're trading stage time and driving, and they're not even giving you gas money, it- there's
Mm.
better paths. And just get and don't turn down things that you because you think it's not for you. Every room is for you if you're being
Mm.
genuine. I mean, I love urban environments and I love 55 plus communities and everything in between. I'm not saying I crush. I actually never say I crush, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I crush. I just don't go around saying it. But um, you cannot talk yourself out of your ability to connect with an audience.
Right. Right.
And I've gone places that I dreaded that I agreed to and had an amazing experience.
Mm. Oh man, I love there's like 10 pieces of advice right in that last little minute of talking there.
Yeah, but
I
I can't
love
remember the
that.
one I was gonna make.
But just overall, like, take the gig, grind, work, right? Like stay at it. I'm kind of in a similar position to you, man. I'm not in a position where I have to have the money like to do it, right? Like I have a full-time job and I'm able to make a living um, you know, out of that. And I just love doing the comedy. I
Absolutely.
really especially love the point you made about a lot of times it's not about the money, it's about working with good people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and man, that experience is really priceless because if you're in comedy any length of time, you're gonna work with bad people. Um,
I got some numbers I can give you.
yeah, so I especially love that, man. So you got this comedian side. I'm wondering from like the booking and producing side, what are you looking for? Like if somebody's watching or listening to this, they want to come work with you or send you a tip. What are you looking for? What advice you give people?
Sure. So hey, you're not gonna believe this. I'm writing down what am I looking for because I don't want to forget it because I remembered what I was gonna say before.
Awesome.
You no, and this is serious because you had talked about like joke theft, and here's the reality: parallel thinking happens all the time,
Right.
and like we're going to do some writing. It's possible that we could give the same premise, whatever it is, to two other comics and send them off to another room, and we come back together and have very similar in one of the five ways that we flesh it out. One or two of them are going to be very similar, and
Mm,
because comedy has sort of it's like music. It has a rhythm and it has a cadence and it has a vocabulary and a refinement to it that we might end up with the same thing. And here's how I handle it. You do have to go into a moment of self reflection. Did I hear this somewhere? Maybe I did or didn't. There's many times I'll write a joke and I'll say, that's amazing, but I can't do it. It's so good, somebody had to have done it already. But if it's consistent with your brand and your
mm,
style and your value system, this is why you have to be genuine. Because if all of the answer to those things are yes, don't don't worry about it. Rich
mm.
Scheidner, have you seen his
Yeah, I know
history of comedy
Rich.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. We mentioned it.
he lives right near me. We have lunch together from time to time. Good dude.
Well, I don't live close enough to him for that, but I've gotten to work with him, and more importantly, when I was a young comic, he was a big influence on my career.
Mm,
Really
wow.
admire the guy, and his saying is, essentially, this isn't his saying, but same thing, be genuine. But the next thing he says about joke theft is, one, don't do it. And two, if somebody does it to you, just keep writing. What are you going to do? Kill
Right.
yourself or quit comedy?
Right.
Just keep writing.
Right. It's bound to happen, and you're mentioning like there's comedy has its rhythm. I mean, like music, using the analogy, there's only so many. There's a limited number of notes and a limited number of chords to work with, right? So we all riff on the similar things, right? Marriage and relationship and kids and work and all the things, traffic, all the things that bother the crap out of us, right? And yeah.
Here's a real life example. So I'm wearing these headphones because we were trying to figure out that echo thing, and just so everybody can, you know,
There you go.
there's not we're not eliminating too much detail. There's not a lot, but one of the things my wife would be happy that we're eliminating is the old hair in the ears, old man hair in the ears thing.
Right.
So I have a joke about my wife being happy because she married a younger man. I'm like 8 months younger than her. That's a glorious 8 months every year, though. We're in the middle of it. It's about to expire in January. I say that all she does is follow me around, plucking hairs from my ears and poking holes in my dreams, and thank God she pokes holes in my dreams because somebody's got to keep me alive. I got some crazy dreams. But when Rich came to Dickens last spring or whenever it was, he had a similar joke about why he's better as a married man because his wife keeps his ears clean. And Rich, I'm giving you shine, so I'm not stealing your joke. But he did something about that. She went away for 2 weeks, and like his hair grew, and one of them got so long that he used it as like a divining rod or a curb parking thing, and he just put it against the wall so he could stay 10 inches away. I don't know what it was. On brand for Rich. It was clever, confident, well delivered, but the same joke. Another time it happened, and a friend of mine, Johnny Watson, who also knows Rich, and I do a lot of work with Johnny. I do a joke about my wardrobe changing, and that when I turned 50, I started getting New Balance coupons in the mail, and then when you hit 60, you move on to Skechers, and they're slip on and slip off, and it's all this. And so one of the jokes was that it's amazing that things get more comfortable at my age with this generation, whereas with my dad, they got more serious. Like my dad wore wingtips until he got his wings. And then there was something about like birthday parties and things like this really kind of being dress rehearsals, for the final goodbye, and something about casket ready. And Johnny said, "Be careful. Rich has a joke just like that." And I'm like,
wow.
Well, of course he does. Like I don't mean like, yeah, I know it's his joke. I meant like, of course he does. I think Rich is 10 years older than me. So if you're authentic and you're writing about your experiences, you're gonna have the same premises.
Right.
Unfortunately, Rich is so much better than me that I can never do those jokes.
Oh man, wow. So, all right, back to the as a booker, what are you looking for? You're looking for the authenticity. What else?
And I'm looking for people that can read the room. There's a big thing about clean comedy versus dirty comedy versus, whatever. And I love dirty comedy. I just don't do it. I mean, and I don't know whether to now. Sometimes I'll go in and say like, this guy, his name is so and so, and he's like my favorite comic, but he's so dirty. I'm not going to do that here because I don't know if in the end it's a compliment. It's intended as such.
Yeah.
And he's very open and embraces that he's a dirty comic, but still, I'm not going to do that. I just think that it's, first of all, I have a potty mouth. The mere fact that this podcast is clean is a challenge for me. But there's a debate I've had with some people, like, if you cuss, is it dirty? Not necessarily.
Right.
try and stay more in the world of, is it offensive?
Mm,
Because I don't see why it needs to be. And
right,
is it a, I love misdirection, but I'm not crazy about shock value.
right,
Uh,
right.
People do not have to be clean for me to want to book them and work with them, but they
Mm,
do have to be serious. They do have to be aware. They do have to be accountable. Uh, they do have to. So the comedians all across the country are just crossing themselves off of my list, and they have to respect the room and the show and the other comics,
right, right,
and I can't handle it if they don't. I mean, it
right.
just. I mean, you get through the moment, you survive, you're polite, you don't confront, but you just they're not on the list.
Mm,
And I hope every comic that I get to know or work with has a similar list. And if I'm not on there, take me off. I mean,
right,
if
right.
I, um, social media and conflict and all this, I don't post politics and other things, but when people do, and it offends or hurts my sensibilities, I have a very hard time just letting it be.
Mm,
So, but it was doing me no favors. It was gaining me no peace, of
right,
course.
right,
So, and it probably shut me out of some rooms
right.
and closed the door on some potential relationships. So what's the point of it? Because that stuff really isn't that important to me.
Yeah, right,
It's kind of like, why are you making me look at this is why I engage. And it's just
yeah,
easier to not look at it. But you're like, oh well, if I and I'll block anybody because there's always redemption in relationships. So I'll just
right.
snooze them. And but you say, oh, well, they're a comic. I won't get the chance to work with them, or they won't put me in their room. And I'm like, well, if we have such differences, maybe we shouldn't be in the same room.
Mm,
And especially if we've both expressed a willingness to air those differences, because I don't do that in my life or on
right.
the stage.
Right. Wow. Yeah. I remember this has sat with me for years and years and years. And there have been most of the time I follow it, dude. This statement. There have been a few times where I haven't, and that lack of peace has just come hurling toward me because of it. But there's Craig Ferguson, man. He
Yeah.
he said before posting something on social media, he asks 3 questions, and the questions are really simple. One, does this need to be said? Does this need to be said? Two, does this need to be said right now? And two, does this need to be said right now by me? And it's like those are really good rules of thumb. And those three like questions, I ask myself before I post a lot of things, and it saved me a lot of headache and heartache, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it's a good thing. He has more to lose on social media than I do. And
Right.
I think that a guy like that should go through that, and everybody should,
Yeah.
because I don't, or didn't. And I kind of just, there is this belief that you need to be active, and therefore you look ways to be active, because you got this great comedy career, and that's false.
Hmm.
Craig Ferguson's 3 steps remind me of the 4-way test when I was a Rotarian. Is it the truth? Is it fair? Will it build
Mm.
goodwill and better friendship? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? And the only problem with that is that a little bit of, I do really like a legitimate, fair, and respectful debate. It
Right.
just,
Sure.
it just never is that.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. Not on social, not on Facebook, not. Yeah. Well, hey man, I want to point people to your website. So let me show them.
You might, hey, you might want to build me a website that's worth going to.
Well, this is where people can at least.
Oh, good. That's not. That's my like one pager for retired comic. That's not as bad as my actual website. So
Okay,
that's
so
good. No, my website is so schizophrenic because it's Lon Kieffer, then it's Defender of Caregivers, then it's Retired Comic, then it's Elder's Choice of Delaware, which is a side business that I have, and it's look, I'm just having fun.
Oh man. Well, people can I assume connect with you from here.
Yes, please.
Is there any social media links on here at all? Do you know?
Oh, probably not, because I built it. It's probably very inadequate.
They can book you and email you from here, but they can find you easy on Facebook. Use Lon's name, look up LONKIEFFER.
3 people. Lon Kieffer, the Retired Comic, and Defender of Caregivers. You get 3 mediocre products that rolls up into one decent human being. Yeah, I Retired Comic is what I'm trying to share. But people think I'm retired, and they think I'm retired as a comic. I'm like, no, I got a full job, and I also work as a comic. But I am at an age where something's got to give, eventually. But I'm loving this ride.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, it's good to connect with you. We're gonna do an episode 2 here, but thanks for coming on and doing this, man. This is fun. For those of you watching or listening, make sure you catch episode 2. Lon's gonna bring a joke or a premise or something. We're gonna see if we can workshop it and then just make up some jokes on the spot too. So you're not gonna want to miss that, dude. You want to point people anywhere before we end episode 1 here?
I want to point them to you. I mean, I mean, they already know you if they were listening to this, but I appreciate people that are doing things like this because sometimes it's like, are we narcissists? Are we doing this for attention? Are we doing this for ourselves? And I don't think that's the case. I do think that we crave to share something with others and build those bonds. So when I see somebody that are actually turning that into a disciplined, coordinated effort, I just give them praise. So thank you for having me here. And
man, for sure.
Yeah, and I look forward to the next session. I need some help on this one joke, man.
Well, thanks everybody for watching or listening. Check out retiredcomic.com. Follow Lon on Facebook, and yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. And after you've done all that, head over to michaelhalcomb.live. I got a daily comedy blog. You can read all about comedy stuff, tips, advice, whatever. On there, you can find the podcast and follow me on social and all that thing. I'd appreciate it. But we're gonna end episode 1, and we're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just not.